Hi friends! It seems like we've been having the perfect combination of rain and warm temperatures to make things grow like weeds. I mean literally, like weeds. In the flower beds around the parsonage, there are a ton of weeds, and I admit I don't keep up with them very well. But even when I do pull them up, it seems like they just come right back. It feels like a hopeless battle. Well, pulling weeds out of a flower bed or a garden patch is one thing, but imagine pulling weeds out of an entire field. I grew up on a farm, and I remember one summer in particular, the horse weeds were really bad in the bean field across the road. And so my sister and cousin and I were recruited, more like drafted, to pull the weeds out of the field. It was too late to spray, and the bean plants were too big to get the tractor and the hoe in. And so my sister and cousin and I spent our days walking up and down the rows, pulling weed after weed after weed. They were big and they had deep roots. It was not an easy job. And it seemed like as soon as we pulled one up, another one sprouted in its place. It felt like a hopeless battle. For some people, living the Christian life is a lot like pulling weeds. All you ever seem to get done is fighting off the sins of the flesh or the evil of the world that creeps up around you. Look out, there's a patch of lust over there. You know how that stuff grows. There's a vine of selfishness creeping into your relationships. Better get that. Look out for that thorny patch under your feet of pride and closed-mindedness. Don't let that get out of hand. Pulling weeds is one metaphor for living the Christian life. I mean, you just can't let sin take over your life, right? You have to keep at it. Human nature is fertile soil for the horseweeds of sin to take root and thrive. Well, that's exactly the problem. Our human nature is fertile ground for sin to spring up. There's no way around it, and actually there's no way that we can pull it all out. No sooner do we hack away at one thing than something else is growing like crazy somewhere else. So a lot of people end up burning out. They get tired of pulling weeds, and so they give up living a Christian life because it just seems like a hopeless battle. Well, the New Testament takes seriously our human tendency to burn out in the struggle of pulling the weeds of sin out of our life and to live a life of faithfulness and goodness. Over and over, the writers of the New Testament urge us to persist patiently, to endure, to persevere, to stand firm. The New Testament spotlights these qualities more than 70 times. For example, the Apostle Paul urged the Thessalonians, "Do not be weary in doing what is right." And the Galatians, "Let us not grow weary in doing what is right." And the Romans, to persist in patiently doing good. The question is, how do we endure the struggle against sin? How do we persevere in living a Christian life without burning out? Is there an alternative to a lifetime of pulling weeds? Yes, there is an alternative, and we'll think about that tomorrow. Thanks for listening today. It's always good to connect with you.